Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It is extremely freaking bright and early. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Yes, 3 a.m. Not even 3 a.m. here Saturday morning on the East Coast. Okay, let me fill you in. This is one of the worst Karen and Ken videos I have ever seen. I came across this story late last night. Well, late for me. It was about 10 o'clock last night. And so this morning I already knew the story I was going to do. I couldn't sleep last night. I was thinking so much about this story. Literally, this is the worst Karen and Ken story I've ever seen. And here's the thing, it's making national attention. It's national headlines, and there's going to be links down below for a lot of different media outlets. It took place in Connecticut, it's probably about 15 miles away from where I'm sitting right here. And this is an embarrassment. It's an example of some of the people. I think that the people, not just in Connecticut, but all across the country, these are the people that I think just watch Fox News. And for lack of a better term, they get brainwashed. And this is a perfect example of it. I could sit here, I won't, but I could sit here and talk about this video for at least an hour. And I've gotten comments before that I talk too much, so I'm going to get right to the point today. Let me give you some background on this a little bit, though. Like I said, this is from Middletown, Connecticut. Let me fill you in here what's going on in this video. There's two landscapers. It's a landscaping company. And they're doing work. There's a lot of work here in this area in New England in the fall with the leaves coming down. And the weather here is warm. It's like in the 70s this last week, high 60s, mid 70s. Some of the most beautiful weather in the country. So people leave their windows open, okay? There's a lot of landscaping going on because of all the leaves falling. So all these leaves need to be cleared off parking lots and lawns and driveways. They pile up thick. There's a thick coat, a thick carpet of leaves that need to be cleared. And thus they use leaf blowers. And these leaf blowers do tend to make a lot of noise. Just a couple days ago, I'm on the fourth floor here, but right outside my window down below, there was they come like at least a couple times a week to blow the parking lot clean of leaves, like a couple times a week. And it's at all different times, kind of earlier in the morning, like 8 or 9 in the morning, 6, 7 at night, 6 o'clock at night, like just before dark on the weekends. And it's not the most pleasant thing, but it's part of living here in New England. Like I hear it outside and I have to shut the windows for a bit, because these things are allowed, but it's just part of living in Connecticut. Okay, let me fill you in now. For this, there's a large Puerto Rican community in Connecticut, in New England, but especially in Connecticut, in the Hartford area. We just had the Puerto Rican Day Parade last weekend in Hartford. There's just in my opinion, I don't have the numbers, but there's a much larger, as far as Hispanic communities go, there's much larger Puerto Rican communities here, and less so of, say, Mexican or South American or Central American, like Guatemala or Venezuelan. There's a much larger percentage of Puerto Rican communities here. I've always enjoyed. I don't know why some people, like especially my age, because this couple in this video are around my age, and I don't know why some people look at this so differently. I don't know if it's the brainwashing from Fox News and Trump and all that, or what. Ever since I can remember, I enjoy being multicultural. I enjoy learning about. I remember when I was young, I wanted to have Chinese food. I wanted to have Mexican food. I remember I bothered my mother to buy limes at the supermarket because we don't have limes or lemon trees around here, or coconuts. I used to bother her to buy coconuts at the supermarket because I was just amazed by different fruit from different areas. And I love the music, the Puerto Rican music, and I won't embarrass myself by trying to pronounce some of the food, because I'll stop at local bodegas and buy, like, there's like meat inside, it's fried, and it's inside like a fried potato shell, and these things are freaking delicious. Or meat pies. I buy the Caribbean meat pies all the time, and like just say learning like the Spanish language. I could speak some French, like Canadian French. But I've always been, if I could learn more languages, the better. And then there's other people that are just terrified that they'll be forced to learn some kind of language or something like that, or they're terrified. The music the food, and it's just people's reactions are so complete. Some people reactions to multiculturalism is like one is one of fear, the Trumpers, fear and prejudice and hatred. And then there's people like me that are curious and just, there's nothing wrong with expanding my experience, and learning what's wrong with learning new languages or learning new things or new foods or new music. It's an amazing difference. Okay, one more thing I want to say here. The video down below, there's going to be links to different sites, and usually I'll go find the exact video, like, 'cause I think this couple this video was downloaded on Facebook, but I'm not going to put the link to Facebook today. It's coming. This couple said they received threats and stuff like that, and I don't want to come too close to doxing somebody. So if you want to find more information about them, it's up to you, but I'm going to link you to the video that's in all these stories, it's called The Chuds of TikTok. And I think that's like the liberal version of, there's libs of TikTok that make fun of libs like me. And I think this is a response to that, the Chuds of TikTok, which it's on my side of the political spectrum. So that's what this video is. And, I have a little bit of a problem with this guy, though, because he kind of mocks Connecticut here. He says they're from Connecticut, and then he just the word Connecticut, and he smirks and kind of makes a wise comment. And believe me, it's just like everybody else. There's good people and there's bad people, and then there's people like this that are just. This video is unbelievable. One of the worst Ken and Karen videos. Let me get into it now before I bore you too much. Okay, this couple's name, it's Robert Shaw and his girlfriend, Sherry Bourgeois Williams. Robert Shaw is 63 years old. Like I said, he's about 5 years old, 6 years older than me. Sherry Bourgeois Williams, 58, his girlfriend. They live in Middletown, and apparently they've been day drinking all Sunday. She's wearing her. If you go back and look at the video I did about your scent, like when you go in, you could smell people that haven't showered. When you go in stores, this is the woman I'm talking about. It's mid-afternoon. She's still wearing her bedclothes, and I could smell her from here, seriously. And then there's him, and he makes excuses for this video because this couple got arrested. I'll get to that in a second. But he makes excuses that, he was drinking that day and he hasn't been himself lately. This guy reminds me of people I know around here. A lot of people I went to school with are exactly. They look like this guy. They sound like this guy. Everything. So this couple's been day drinking on a Sunday, laying around, no shower, no nothing or whatever, which is their choice or whatever. But apparently they've been very upset because there's two hardworking Puerto Rican men. There's a company. This is Jose Martin, who owns the company, and his brother. They're Puerto Ricans, which is they're U.S. citizens. Puerto Rico is and see, this is when I get so angry when I watch this video. I've seen this video 10 times, and my adrenaline just goes through the roof every time I watch it because I feel a large close relation to Puerto Rican people and me being part Native American, because we both get flack. You'll hear people say that, why don't you go back to your own country or stuff like that, or do you have a visa and stuff like that? When Puerto Rican people are they're U.S. They are U.S. citizens. Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. They have the same rights as any other U.S. citizen, and you won't believe what this couple says to them in this video. So they're working outside, and I don't know how long they've been working out there, but I'm assuming, it doesn't say that in this video, but being from Connecticut and experiencing this stuff myself just recently, I'm assuming they're probably cleaning lawns. And this couple comes out because they're so upset. It's disturbed their day drinking and whatever else, their Sunday football or whatever else they do on a Sunday. And they come out and they start complaining. And they start videotaping. Why they're videotaping the workers, I have no idea. Because the workers are just doing their job. So the lady starts off by saying, is this all you do? Stand around and video? They come out and they stop the workers from working, and they start videotaping them and harassing them. So the owner of the company, Jose Martin, starts videotaping back. And then the lady has the audacity to say, they're stopping them from working. And then the lady has the audacity to say, "Is this all you do? Stand around and videotape people all day?" If they hadn't come outside and harassed them, these two guys would still be hard at work. They are actually preventing these guys from working. This video is this is one of the worst Ken and Karen videos I've ever seen, and it just gets worse from there. So she keeps asking about his immigration status. You wouldn't believe what these two say. Let me see. I wrote some of this down here. She says they're doing nothing but leaning against their truck, disturbing the effing neighborhood all day long, like they don't give a S. And then, okay, so the guy moves forward. He gets right in the camera. Like the ignorance and prejudice is so overwhelming in this video. I've never seen anything like it. He gets up in the face of the other guy, the owner of the company, because now the owner of the company is worried. The harassment in this video is unbelievable, because there's one guy that's quiet. This is the brother, Jose's brother, that's just standing there. And these guys are just dealing with these angry, hateful people coming out. And the lady just keeps asking about if they have immigrations. They say this is why we need a border wall. Again, these two people are from Puerto Rico. They are U.S. citizens, and they're just tolerating this. I can't believe they didn't get angry. And they just start picking on the quiet brother, who's just standing there, and he looks a little different. Visually, he's very quiet. That's what it appears to me. And they just hone in on this guy, and he just stands there with his head down. And I feel for this guy, and they just hone in on him. And at one point, Jose, the owner, the person holding the camera, is videotaping the Ken. And the Ken is doing this dance where he's trying to get in between the brother and Jose. It makes no, this video is so ridiculous. I can't even describe it. You have to watch this. At one point, the Ken, or what was his name, Robert Shaw, I think he actually pretends like the guy threw something at him. Because he's not getting them to get angry or anything at one point, and he goes, you could see above his head and everything, and he ducks, and there's nothing there. You see, there's nothing around him, and he goes, "Oh, now you just threw something at me," He goes that route because now he's not getting them angry. They're not reacting, and the lady, it's I can't even describe all the stuff in this video. At one point, the lady says, "Look at him. He thinks he's Rico. He's so Rico Suave," and just the racist comments one after the next. And then she just starts picking on the quiet brother. Are you here legally? Do you have papers? Did you cross the border? And I don't know what he says, but then she starts saying, "He said he's here illegally. He said he's not legal. He said he's not legal." He's a Puerto Rican citizen. He's a natural citizen of the United States. He was born on U.S. territory. And she's just going off. He said it. He said he's not a U.S. citizen, with her dirty Snoopy sweatshirt and her smelly pants from that she hasn't taken a shower. Okay, now the police, the company owner, Jose ended up calling the police. At first, the subject of police comes up, and these two people, these two Ken and Karens, they say, "Oh yeah, why don't you call the police?" Because they're assuming that these people are Mexican and they're here they came over the wall, and they're not. So now they think they're being all smart, and they say, "Well, okay, let's call the police. Go ahead, call the police." And Jose does call the police because he hasn't done anything wrong. He's trying to work on a Sunday. Apparently, Robert Shaw and his wife Sherry Bourgeois Williams did get arrested. Let me see. So they got arrested for Middletown police reviewed the video footage and determined that Bourgeois Williams' hostile behavior prevented one of the employees from leaving, and arrest warrant was issued. So they were arrested, and this story has made national news now. So News 8, one of the local news companies around here, interviewed him. And apparently now Robert Shaw is doing the apology, the racist apologist dance, saying, I'm not racist at all. I got my friends are brown. Yeah, he actually says this. Let me read this. Yeah. So he says they aren't racist because they have brown friends, and they blame it all on alcohol in this interview with News 8. Okay, this is an actual quote from Robert Shaw. He says, I haven't been myself lately. I haven't been myself at all, and definitely not racist. He claims his son is Puerto Rican. So, like I said, this is his girlfriend, so I assume he's divorced, and what he's claiming here is his ex-wife is Puerto Rican. That's what he's claiming here. If that was the case, you'd think he would be able to tell a Puerto Rican person from a Mexican person, that he would have a clue that these are probably just people of Puerto Rican descent. So he says, I'm not, I'm definitely not racist. My son is Puerto Rican. Like, I am not a racist, and I'm scared to death to be here. We're waiting for someone to do a drive-by. You know what I mean? I can't sleep. Yeah. So then he actually, I'm sorry, I turned the camera. So he actually goes there again when trying to do this racist apologist dance. When he says, he thinks there's going to be a drive-by now, where like a lowrider is going to come by. They're drinking 40 ounces, and they're going to open up on the house or something. Yeah, he actually says this. Apparently they've gotten some. This is why I'm not posting any more information other than what you're going to see down below, because I don't want to. What you get, when anybody that watches my video does in their own time is their own business, but I don't want to cross that line, even though they might deserve it or whatever. But I'm not going down there, so the links will be down below. One of the worst videos. Like I said, I could sit here and talk about this for an hour. Unbelievable. Let me know what you think. Links will be down below. Have a good Saturday.